What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online fit video. We're going to be going over a Skiff fit in this one. Now, the Skiff is probably less favorable now after the balance pass for the mining ships. It got about pretty much a 15-second align time unfitted, and that's with Navigation 5 and with invasive maneuvering and all of that. So the align time is unfortunate. You can do a lot better. But it also is very tanky, so we're going to be building it out for tank, and also just for survivability for high sec. I mean, if you're going to go into like low sec or something with this, probably not advised with like the low align time. So I've still used the Skiff in places like null sec where you don't have to really worry about the rats. It's more or less about neutrals and stuff like that. So if you have a good enough amount of warning, then you can get off grid and everything. But really, I just want to kind of cover this ship, and also kind of showcase it a little bit in upcoming solo mining episodes, so you can see kind of how it fares. But let's go ahead and look at the stats and everything for this ship. You got a pretty decent mining hold here, about 8,500 cubic meters, so you can fill it up quite a bit, and it does relatively well in terms of just being able to tank stuff. If you're in a situation where you don't really normally get off grid with gankers or something like that, then you do get a little bit extra time with the tank. But in almost all cases, having faster align time and getting off grid is by and far large the best defense and everything. But we're going to go ahead and build a cap stable fit here, and I'll put the fit in the description so you can very easily import it. And all you have to do is just come in here to your fit window, go over here to this button here, import export, and then import from clipboard. And from there you can save it, sim it, and see how this fit stacks up with your skills, and train the skills that you need. So like I'm going to say, for everything, like for mining ships, you want things like signature analysis, and you want, because you don't sleep on the targeting skills, right? You want signature analysis to target things faster. You want target management to be able to have a bunch of targets locked. Long range targeting, just so you don't have to worry about being out of range for when your mining laser range goes up if you're using implants or something. And then mag sensor is what's going to affect ore ships. So getting mag sensor really high will just help you in terms of mining and stuff like that. And then the same thing I'm going to say always for navigation. Nav 5 and evasive maneuvering are pretty much required. And then also most mining ships are shield tanked, so you want shield management, operation, shield upgrades, and then tactical shield manipulation. And then drone skills, get your drone skills maxed out, durability, the interfacing, the sharpshooting, all that stuff, because drones are the way we do damage in mining ships. So don't sleep on that stuff either. So let's go ahead and get this fit started here. We'll start with the lows. So we're going to throw 1 mining laser upgrade, 2 on here, and then I want to put a power diagnostic system 2 on here as well. And then we're going to throw a damage control 2 in the bottom, just to give us a little bit more resistance. So we're already up to 55,136 EHP, and we still got some buffer tank stuff to add here as well. So I'm going to start with the rigs. They're a little expensive, but we're going to put medium core defense field extender 2s on here. This is just going to do really nicely at getting us a little bit more shield hit points. So with those two, we're up to the 64,752 EHP. And then for our mid slots, we have 4 mid slots here. So we're going to go with a kind of a little bit more shield EHP, but also some mitigation, some resistance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw in our large F-TAC S9 shield extender. This will put us at about 75,000 EHP. And then I'm going to put a thermal shield Amplifier 2 in here to bring up that little hole a little bit. Our lowest damage profile is going to be EM, but depending on if you were in a situation where people in your area are ganking in a Courser or a Catalyst, or depending on what the case may be, you can change up your specialized damage resistance or mitigation for whatever you're kind of doing. Our Hardener is going to be specialized. I'm going to specialize this for Kinetic and Thermal, which is basically anti-catalyst. So Throw a kinetic shield hardener and a thermal shield hardener on here as well. Brings us up to about 79,727 EHP before we actually get those turned on. And the damage profile is actually pretty decent. 30 for EM, but you have like 63, 58, 65 for everything else, which will go up. And then I'm going to fit this actually with modulated strip miner 2s, just so we can have additional. We have the CPU and the power to do it, so it's definitely more of an advanced kind of miner kind of fit here. If you're just starting off with exhumers and you're not up to using crystals, I usually advise to not even use Tech 1 crystals. Just get up to simple ore reprocessing 4 and use the Tech 2s, because they end up being just better overall. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use I like to use the simple Asteroid mining crystals type B2s, because when you're mining the plentiful ore in high sec, then having the lower cycle time has higher residue, but having that lower cycle time is really nice. But if you're running anything that's more finite, might use like type A's or something. But go and load those in, and we're gonna put the rest in our hold there. So we're gonna be doing about 12.4 cubic meters a second on each of these. So this equates to about 9.9 million an hour. If you have an MX1005 implant, then it's going to go, you're going to do even better. And if you are also in an Indicom border system with the 10% mining speed, you're going to do even better beyond that. So you can be well north of 10 million an hour with this ship. You'll probably still be coming off grid quite a bit, because 18,000 cubic meters in the mining hold fills up relatively fast, but that's to be expected. Unless you're running like a Mackinac or a Retriever, you're going to be spending less than probably 20 minutes, actually probably less than like 15 minutes on grid. So you're gonna have to just kind of mine it, fill it up, and then dump it. Next thing we're gonna do is throw our drones in here. I'm just gonna throw 20 light Tech 2 drones in here. You don't have to use Hornets. You can use whatever damage matches the rats in your area. So if you're in down over by Heck or something, you might use warriors or something like that. Or if you're out in drone lands, then you might use acolytes or whatever they're called. So it just depends on where you're at and what damage you need to kind of match resistances against for the rats. But I usually use Hornets, and I usually don't go Tech 1 on the drones. I like having the Tech 2s, and even 20s. You could throw mining drones in here, but you're going to be coming off grid quite a bit. So just in case you get in a situation where you lose some drones from like trying to get off grid away from like gankers or something like that, having the extra ones in your hold really does help. So that's everything fitted. So before we have everything simmed, we're going to sim it real quick so you can kind of see what the EHP is like with the hardeners on. But before that, we are 79,727 EHP, and our damage profile is about 30, 65, 58, 65. I'm going to send this up. You can see we come all the way up to 91,769 EHP. So we're looking at 81, 79, 65. So you got a little bit good spread here. Our line time is still super slow, 14.97. But I mean, this is the worst thing about the Skiff right now is like a Retriever is like 11, 12 seconds, and this is basically like 15 seconds. So you gotta, it's probably one of the slowest. I think the Skiff is actually one of the slowest to get off grid now, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of how it goes. But we're cap stable, and we're looking at 374 million for this fit. It's probably a little bit lower if you're actually sitting in JITA, but a lot of the cost here is going to be the hull. The hull cost on mining ships right now is just insane. But like I said, I'll put this fit in the description so you can quickly import it. You can sim it against your skills and see how you need to go. If you need to bring up your engineering skills. That's the other thing too, is like a lot of these fits that I'm doing, I'm Magic 14 trained, so you need to get stuff like power grid management, CPU management 5, capacitor management, a lot of this stuff that's in the Magic 14, really to get the most out of these ships. But you can at least sim it and see what you kind of need it to come up on. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.